Hello everyone, my name is Darkmoondoll, and every Thursday I do this show called Spirituality Talk. Spirituality Talk is a show that I wanted to create in order to answer some questions that I've been asked throughout my life on how I handle everyday situations, and also like sometimes paranormal and supernatural experiences that occur within my life. On Monday, I did a Q&A answers, questions answered video for all those people that posed questions to me. And then what I said was that when I responded to these questions, I thought, well, after reading all these questions, it makes me want to use each question and kind of integrate it into this week's shows if I can. So that's what I'm doing today on Spirituality Talk. Someone had asked me, a subscriber, if I, or not if, when did I realize or start on my spiritual path? What steps did I take? And within that allotted amount of time to answer that question, I felt like I wanted to really elaborate on it more today. So yeah, like I said in the video when I answered it, I pretty much said a basic overall way of how I started. But I've always known there was so much more going on in this world than meets the eye, than we can see with our visual eyes. The reason why I always felt that way is because of the experiences that I had at a very young age. Yeah, I had ghostly phenomenon happen to me, and not where I could, as a kid, not where I could visibly see it, but I could hear like footsteps and things like that, but not see anybody there. I saw a dark shadow out of my window once before, like a figure of a person, and that wasn't. And I knew. See, I'm a good debunker. Even when I was a kid, I'm like, okay, maybe it's just somebody standing outside the window. Maybe it's this and that. It wasn't any of those things. So I was petrified because nowadays there's more and more people coming out with their experiences of the paranormal, supernatural, spiritual nature. And these are experiences that people have been having for ages, but that information about these experiences has been suppressed because a lot of people have been labeled crazy, loony, whatever adjective you want to give a person who comes out with their experience in hopes that they can share it with someone else to make sense of it, to understand it. Yeah, I've had many experiences that make no sense to me. I'll share one experience with you, and it's probably going to trip you guys out. Back in the 80s, we got an Atari system. Me and my brother shared it. And I got really into this one game called Astro Blast. I just played it all the time. One time, I was just determined to get to the next level. So I stayed up for hours and hours and hours. Like, it was like, I don't know, probably 3 in the morning, and I'm still playing. And as I was playing, you could attribute this to like maybe sleep deprivation if you wanted to, but the whole console and the Atari game system and the TV and the whole like rig that the TV was on, it was a pretty heavy rig, like entertainment system type rig, lifted up off the ground before me, and then just was suspended in midair and then went down. Now that scared the shit out of me. I thought, well, maybe I'm not supposed to be playing this game or something. This place is haunted. I didn't attribute it to the possibility that maybe it was telekinesis. And telekinesis is a power where you can move objects with your hands. People don't want to believe in these kind of abilities because it's made out to seem far-fetched, that a human being cannot exist or have these type of supposed superhero powers. But to me, as I walk on this path more and more years and be more confident and trusting in my intuition, I start to realize that we are much more capable of doing things than we really would ever think. I know there's a lot of people that are watching that can't can't even fathom the idea of somebody levitating off the ground or doing these paranormal things, but I don't know. I mean, these things do happen in the world, and these are things that nobody, like on public television or these type of arenas, want you to know that is true. If it's put in a movie form, it seems as science fiction or based off of some mythological existence, you know, that supposedly never happened. You know, it's just fantasy and fairy tales. You got to go with your gut, not your gut, but I think it's more of your heart than your gut. You got to go with your heart, and what your heart tells you is true. I'm not telling you to believe everything that I'm saying. These are personal experiences, basically, and yeah, this whole life path has been a spiritual journey, and of, you know, getting away from all the false stuff of Hollywood and all of these things that keep people separated, instead of us coming together and trying to find what we do have in common and working in that type of way. You know, that's what I feel like should be more important, is fostering these abilities, latent abilities. There are people that do have these abilities. There are people that are clairvoyant. There are people that are psychic. There are a lot of frauds out there too, but just like in anything, there's going to be people that are genuine and caring, wanting to help people, and there's going to be people that are devious and deceptive. So you got both sides of the coin. And that's why on my journey, I tried to discern, you know, what was true and what was false for me, and just gravitating towards certain books. It almost felt like I was being led to certain books, kind of pushed to certain books to read the content and see if I connect with anything that's within it. I mean, books to me is like about you relearning all the information and knowledge that you've already known. I think that when we're born, that we have a lot of this information and knowledge, and we're not verbalizing anything because we're at that, you know, beginning stage. I think there's a lot of knowledge we have within us already at birth, but then as the years go by, based on what our parents tell us, our friends tell us, or whatever, if you go to church, your pastor or preacher tells you, whatever situation you're in, you have all these influences. But you have to find some time to, like, get away from all of that chatter and everybody else's point of view, and so you can tap into your own perception of what's right for you on your life's path. So that was a battle with me throughout the years, is just trying to find what suits me and what fits me right. And that was just by reading a lot, talking to people that believe in certain things or had these certain similar experiences that I have. That's what really cemented my foundation, my spiritual foundation of what I knew is true for me. So tune into yourself when you're on your spiritual journey. You know, only you know exactly what it is that's going to suit you and be right for you, and how you want to live and walk through this world, and what your purpose is. That's how you find your purpose, is by going towards what you're drawn toward, what draws you, what speaks out to you. I mean, when I go to like thrift stores and I look in the book section, certain books just pop out at me, you know. Or used to be where people would tell me about a book, and so I'd check it out, you know. And it's almost like you're being guided throughout your journey here on Earth. That is my perception of what's going on here. That there are people here that are that come down here and they're helping you out. So really pay attention. I mean, that's the thing, is paying attention to these experiences and seeing what you get out of them. So alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it helps you in your day-to-day life. You know, when you're dealing with mundane, everyday things, it can be very tedious, It can make you feel like you want to explode. Tune into yourself. Get out, get away from the situation for a little bit. Go outside and be in nature, because nature is so grounding. And Mother Nature, Mother Earth is always there for you. Alrighty, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for Dream Talk. And until then, yeah, take care. Peace.